Ladies and gentlemen, we're going live for something different today. We're going to review the 6 games that were on today and look ahead into the 11 games that are on tomorrow. A massive slate of games for the Wednesday day in the NBA. Let's check it out right after this. Hello and welcome back to Ball Logic. I am your host, one up tonight, the horse. Matrix has decided that he'd rather do work and drink beer instead of joining me. And it's a very big happy birthday to Braino today, who probably turns like 80 odd years old. So happy birthday to the man, Braino. But tonight, we can't go a night without bringing you any NBA details, any news, any injury type stuff. So I'm going to do what I can to give you what you need to help beat your mates at home, or whether it is online or if you don't know the player you're playing against, it's always good to get the dub. So we're going to keep it fresh with all the news across the NBA from today, tomorrow, and leading into the rest of the week. If you haven't yet, like, subscribe, bell. We call it being the triple banger. But also, if you're listening to us on all good audio platforms, the 5-star review helps us get out into the ears of those that love a little bit of banter along with their NBA fantasy knowledge. Now, for tonight only, I'm happy to answer any questions in the chat as well. So we are live. Throw your questions in. I'll get to them intermittently throughout the episode tonight. So this will go out on audio after this as well. So if you want your questions asked, if you've got any opinions, anything you'd like me to read out, chuck them in. And if they're appropriate, we will get to them. So before we start, we can see here that we had the 6 games on today. Tomorrow, we've got 11 games. So ideally, you will have picked players if you wanted to stream both the days. You will have picked them for today and tomorrow, because leading into the game on Thursday, there's only one game. I believe it's the Suns and the Clippers. So given they don't play tomorrow, there's no real streaming targets for tomorrow, being Wednesday into your Thursday games. So tomorrow, it's probably not likely that you're going to want a waiver or play a waiver or pick up a waiver, because your team should nearly be stacked, given that this is almost maximum games that you're going to have on any one day throughout the NBA season. So if you've strategized correctly, you've got plenty of players on tomorrow. You don't need to burn a waiver ad for tomorrow, and you can save them for either Thursday when you've got the Suns and the Clips, or the weekend when you know exactly what categories you're chasing. So we see here with the back-to-backs, if you were targeting today and tomorrow, you will have picked up Golden State, New Orleans, Pelicans, OKC, pardon me, and Philadelphia 76ers players for today. They also play tomorrow. So if you're looking at Philly, you're looking at Adem Bona. Joel Embiid won't play tomorrow. He was good today, but we know that knee management issue that he's got, and he's not going to exceed those time restrictions that Philadelphia have in place for him, or back-to-back games. So you can put a line through him fairly early. OKC, they were good this afternoon as well. Probably not likely to see anyone rest there. New Orleans Pelicans, they got their first win today against Charlotte. We'll check on in that in a second. And Golden State, big news out of that is Steph Curry is out tomorrow with flu-like symptoms. He did mention some of this in the post-game press conference today after they defeated the Suns, but Coach Kerr came out straight after him and said that he will miss tomorrow. So we will be Steph Curry-less tomorrow. We're going to get stuck straight into our games from today. So let's get into our preview, or daily rewind, sorry. We can see here today the Milwaukee Bucks got spanked their second game of the back-to-back against the Toronto Raptors, 100-128. They did look lethargic in this game. Jakob Poeltl's first game back from that back injury, but he wasn't the difference. We look here at the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 22 points, 8 rebounds, only 3 assists, 1 block. He did okay from the field. Probably better than okay from the line, 66%. You'd take that for Giannis. But pardon me, for everyone else, pretty quiet. Miles Turner, 10 and 8 with 2 blocks. Ryan Rowland still got 28 minutes, even though he did not much with it. 11 points and 5 assists, 5 to 13 from the field. Kyle Kuzma, 50% from the field, 18 points. Cole Anthony, 12 points off the bench, but really there was not much else going on here. They just looked really lethargic and not really too much to see here for the Milwaukee Bucks. We did have a question within our Patreon today, whether Cole Anthony was if Ryan Rollins was actually in fear or in danger of losing his starting spot to Cole Anthony, pigs might fly before that happens. So I think Ryan Rollins is still fairly locked into that starting rotation or starting point guard spot at the very least until Kevin Porter Jr. returns. Toronto Raptors, they look good, but they were fresh. Brandon Ingram, RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes, quickly, all played really well. Jakob Poeltl's first game back, 8 and 9, 66% from the field. Only 20 minutes, though. They'll start to ramp up his minutes. Mamu, 15 points, 7 rebounds. He was a bit of a shock today. He was really springy and really aggressive on the offensive end. Really liked his game, 50% from the field. But this is one of those out-of-the-box type of games for him. I don't think this is going to be any form of consistency for him. Colin Murray-Boyles, back to being pretty irrelevant, it's sad to say, with Jakob Poeltl being back. 2 points, 1 rebound in 15 minutes. Grady Dick, 3 for 4 from 3, and everyone else just did their bit. So, yeah, not much to see there for the Milwaukee Bucks. Chicago come from more than 20 points down to defeat the Philadelphia 76ers, 111-113. We look at Joel Embiid. He did okay. 20 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, 4 blocks, 7 for 21 from the field. He's almost going at a shot a minute, but those defensive stocks, 7 stocks in this game. If you're an owner, you'd be stoked with that, even though he's having the day off tomorrow. Tyrese Maxey, this guy is an absolute baller. 39 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 blocks. Shot it at better than 50% from the field, 60% from 3. Are these percentages going to keep up? Probably not. But while he's hot, you just enjoy the ride. VJ Edgecombe with a double-double with rebounds and points, 12 points, 11 rebounds, and 2 steals, continuing his very impressive rookie campaign. And then not much else going on apart from maybe Grimes off the bench, 4 steals, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, and 10 points, but really didn't shoot the ball that well. For Chicago, it's our boy, our Aussie man, Josh Giddey. He just lit it up. 29 points, 15 rebounds, 12 assists, 1 steal, better than 50% from the field, 87 from the line. He looks to have taken his game to another level. Really enjoyed watching him today. Vooch with that clutch 3 to win the game for the Bulls, 19 and 10. Okoro's one that I guess is surprising me a little bit, or surprised me a little bit in this game. 16 points, 5 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 50 from the line. You're not going to get this every night out of Okoro, but might be a nice streamable target if you're looking for defensive stats and threes out of Okoro. We know that he can shoot the 3 occasionally, and if you've got a facilitator like Giddey there, it may help him just open his game up a little bit more and get some more open shots. Jalen Smith, 14 off the pine, and Kevin Huerter, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks, doing a bit of bits and pieces, jack of all trades, master of none off the bench for the Bulls. New Orleans win their first game today, 112-116 against the Charlotte Hornets. For the Hornets, Kalkbrenner again, double-double with 4 blocks added in there, 100% from the field. This man barely knows how to miss. Colin Sexton, 17 points, 5 assists, 1 steal. Con Knipple, 20 and 12, looked really nice. 7 for 16 from the field. Percentages aren't great, but for a rookie, he's actually really impressive at the moment. And if he's floating around on your waivers anyway, they have got a 2-game week this week, which means they've only got 1 more game to come for the next 5 days. You're probably not looking at adding him now, but if he's floating around at the back end of the week, he's potentially someone you could be looking at. LaMelo Ball missed in this one. Hopefully he's back next game as well. But Trey Mann off the bench, 18 points, 2 steals, and not much else going on there. For New Orleans, Trey Murphy, 21 points. He had most of them early in this one. Jose Alvarado, 18, 6 assists, 2 steals. Derek Queen was probably the pick of the players for me from New Orleans today. 12 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and 4 steals. His best game by far as a pro. Pardon me. Apart from that, there's not really much to see there as well. We move on to the Golden State Warriors versus the Phoenix Suns, 118-107. Phoenix really did come back after being down 25 in this one, but Golden State pulled away late. We know that Steph Curry is missing tomorrow. Jimmy Butler left at halftime with a back complaint. We believe that he's going to be right for tomorrow. Mark Williams, 16 and 16, looked pretty good on the offensive end. Devin Booker, 38 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. Didn't really do much else apart from score the rock in this one. And yeah, Colin Gillespie, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Again, jack of all trades, master of none type of operator, Little Gillespie. For the Warriors, I mentioned Butler. I mentioned Curry. He got 28 points as well today. Quinton Post was really nice with it. 4 threes today, 14.6 rebounds, and potentially a streamable target if you're looking for rebounds and threes down the track as well. If you know Al Horford is going to be missing games. Kuminga back to earth with 9 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, only 7 shots from the field. But, pardon me, Moses Moody, 24 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 5 for 8 from 3. He looked really nice. And if he can get any sort of consistent minutes, he may be a streamable target for us down the track. Orlando versus the Atlanta Hawks. 112 to 127. I am really off Orlando's game at the moment. They look very disjointed on the offensive end, and it shows in their 3-5 records so far. Paolo Banchero, 22 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists. Not a bad all-round game. Franz Wagner, a bit disappointing, minus 19 in your plus minuses, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. And apart from that, you can see as we scroll down there, Tristan Da Silva, 20 points, 4 for 5 from 3 with 2 steals, but there's not really much else going on there for the Orlando Magic, who need to sort of get their shit sorted because they do look really disjointed. The Atlanta Hawks on Brano's birthday, happy birthday, that man, Jalen Johnson, 17, 6 and 5 with a steal. Zachary Richardson with his best game of the year in 26 minutes, 21 points, 4 rebounds. Kristaps with 15 points and 3 steals. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 20 points with not much else. 7 turnovers, though, do hurt. Dyson Daniels, a little bit of a bounce-back game here. 18 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. And then you've got Okongwu off the bench, 14, 7 and 3 with a steal and a block. The last game of today, 126-107, the OKC. Keep it perfect against the LA Clippers. And we're looking at SGA. 30 points, 12 assists, 3 blocks. Unreal. 9 for 14 from the field. Cassim Wallace, 12 points. Isaiah Joe, 22 points and 3 rebounds. Really good off the bench as well. And now we see James Harden, 25 points, 6 and 6. And John Collins, 17 points off the bench. Not really doing too much for the Clippers, who we already know will miss tomorrow. Kawhi Leonard does not play back-to-backs. We see here we've got tomorrow's slate of games, Philadelphia versus Cleveland. When you're looking at streamable targets, you should have picked up Adem Bona. If you're looking at blocks, Quentin Grimes, if you're looking at points, Joel Embiid will be out tomorrow. So Andre Drummond might be floating around. You've also got Jalen Tyson potentially, but beware, Darius Garland may be back for the Cleveland Cavaliers in this game. So if that's the case, then Jalen Tyson moves back to the bench and then we go from there. Utah versus Detroit. You've got not much, really, do you? Keontae George is on a heater at the moment, Laurie Markkinen, but they all should be rostered. When you're talking Detroit, Ron Holland II, Reed, Isaiah Stewart's probably the pick of the bigs, though, when you're talking defensive stats and points. He's been getting a lot of blocks. Brooklyn versus Indiana, you've got not much. Michael Porter Jr., if he plays, you've got Cam Thomas and Terrence Mann. I don't mind if he's floating around on your waivers. But again, you're only picking these guys if you really need to tomorrow. Indiana, just keep an eye on whether TJ McConnell's back soon. The 4-week window that he was going to miss is up tomorrow. So I'd expect that we're going to hear some news fairly soon on the Indiana Pacers and what they're doing with TJ McConnell. Washington versus Boston. Josh Minot, if he's floating around, pretty ordinary game last time out, but he could be back this week. He's got that starting spot locked down for now. You know you're going to get rebounds. You're going to get defensive stats. If you can stay out of foul trouble, he's your man to stream from Boston. Washington, it looks like they're leaning into their younger guys, Coulibaly and George and Carrington and the likes. Again, not really touching anyone unless you absolutely need to. Minnesota versus New York. Again, not really touching anyone unless you absolutely have to. Houston, you can target your Steven Adams, Clint Capellas and the likes if you need some rebound. Memphis, it's just a shit show. So not really going there at the moment. Ja Morant, I'm not quite sure whether he's here or there at the moment for them. New Orleans versus Dallas on the back-to-back. They've won their first game. They've probably hit the piss tonight and they'll be celebrating hard. Dallas will be looking to improve their record 2-5. They'll be fairly disappointed by that, given that they've got fairly lofty expectations on the year. So if you're looking at the Dallas Mavericks, do you dare look at D'Angelo Russell if he's floating around on waivers? New Orleans aren't that great when we're talking about defense, so he could be your target. Miami versus Denver. I fear this is going to be the Jokic show up there. Cam Johnson, stick fat with him. I feel like he's going to come good. It's a chemistry thing with Denver at the moment. Once he gets his spots and his shot starts dropping, he'll be fine. San Antonio versus the Lakers. Wemby against whatever team that the Lakers put out tomorrow. I feel like he could be in for a big one. Harrison Barnes, again, if you're looking for threes off your bench. Sohan, he's not returning yet. Luke Cornett's already been ruled out for tomorrow. So, yeah, I feel like it's going to be a lot of Wemby inside again tomorrow. OKC on the back-to-back against Portland. Yeah, not really too much going on there. SGA is just the GOAT. And Golden State versus Sacramento. Golden State on the back-to-back. Steph Curry's going to miss. Sacramento coming off a tough loss in their last outing. Russell Westbrook, if he's floating around on your waivers and you're not worried about percentages, he could be your man to target. Given that we've got no questions, we're going to wrap this one up nice and quick because it's a full day tomorrow. You should have already planned for your 11-day slate tomorrow. There's one game coming up on Thursday. So disclaimer, if you're looking at streaming someone in for your Thursday slate, it is the Suns and the Clippers. Get onto it early as soon as games start tomorrow so you can get your priority ads should you need anyone for this day. But if that's not the case, you can probably hold tight for the next couple of days. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you joining us. Again, like, subscribe, bell, give us the thumbs up, give us a hype even. It's pretty tough coming on doing solos. But also, if you're listening to us on audio, the 5-star review helps us get out into the ears of those that love a bit of banter with their NBA knowledge. For tonight, I'm the horse. I've got crying kids in the background. I better boot. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.